Am I the only one that really truly hasn't been that impressed with Jupiter lately? I know, I know. It's the great benefic. And I have a day chart. It is my benefic. Like it is my benefic of sect. Jupiter's supposed to hook me up. Jupiter's supposed to do great things for me because I have my sun above the horizon in my birth chart. But that being said, I just haven't really been that impressed with Jupiter the last 2 years. Sorry, Jupiter. Sorry. I know. I know. I know. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to go back just the 2 years. And the reason I'm talking about Jupiter right now is it has finally changed signs. Again, it changes signs about once a year after 12 months of sitting in a sign. And it's finally shifted into Leo. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the last 2 years. And let's talk about how, if I'm being truly honest, I'm really not that impressed by what Jupiter's had going for all of us, or so I guess specifically me, the last 2 years. While my dog does some loud things on the floor. Give me a second. Okay, maybe he'll be quiet now. So we're just going to back up 2 years. We're not going to go through the whole zodiac. We don't have time for that. But let's start with 2 years ago when Jupiter went into Gemini. Now, Jupiter, because it rules Sagittarius, is in detriment in Gemini. But I optimistically was very excited for Jupiter in Gemini. Why, you might ask? Well, it's my 9th house. I really like learning, and I have my natal Mercury and Gemini there. So I thought this might actually be kind of fun. I'm going to learn a lot of new things. Maybe I'll start teaching. My natal Mercury also is opposite my natal Uranus. So maybe I should have been a little bit more cautiously optimistic about this transit, because I didn't actually wind up liking this transit at all. Okay. Jupiter, while good and fortunate and lucky and expansive, can also equal too much of a good thing, which not a lot of astrologers will say that. And in Gemini, this was when Aaron Parnas really blew up, right? Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Every other fucking video. If it wasn't Aaron Parnas, there were quite a few other news sources on this particular app in specific. It was just a barrage of information just being dumped into our brains constantly. Too much. This was like the height of Gaza. And not that Gaza's not still going on. Free Palestine, by the way. It was too much, though. Not that that's too much. Okay, I just want to tread lightly. But for my little brain, I got very mentally burnt out. So much so that I had to switch, my ADHD medications, which I'm still processing, cycling through. I started believing that, I had a mental burnout, essentially. Okay. It got to the point where I couldn't take any more information into my head. I couldn't learn anymore. I hit a wall. I hit a block. It was too fucking much information. So then it goes into Cancer. Okay, that's my 10th house. Cancer is where Jupiter is exalted, right? It loves to be in Cancer. This is going to be fun. My North Node is there too, right? And I gotta say, I really expected to maybe level up at my job, or I don't know, build this platform way more than I ever had before. I thought this would be a year of insane growth in numbers, insane numbers of people contacting me for reads. That was not the case. I think I was still burnt out from the transit through Gemini. This was the year, 10th house, I started having panic attacks at work. I started getting very like emotional about the state of the agency that I work for. I'm a federal employee, and I work for an agency that is very forward facing with the taxpayers, the general public. The workloads intensified, tripled. The stress, it's literally killing me. The emotional disappointment that I have in what my particular agency is becoming has caused me to be so disillusioned by what my agency is, what it stands for, what my ability is to help, and it's breaking me apart. It's breaking my heart. And at some point, those nodes are going to go into my 4th and 10th house axis, and 3 years I'm probably going to wind up making a career change. Maybe 4. Who knows? But this was a very difficult and challenging year for me career-wise. And maybe Jupiter was acting as a means to expand the problems of my agency and show me how I can't be there anymore. Because my 10th house is ruled by the moon, and my particular moon is in Capricorn, which is in detriment. It's showing me the systems, the structures, the rules, the regulations, the laws that dictate my very agency are no longer really benefiting the American people. And we are so grossly understaffed that I can't do anything to help anyone. At least before, I had time to talk to people, to calm them down, to treat them like humans. Now they're all numbers. Get them in, get them out. That's not who I am. So I didn't really appreciate Jupiter's transit through Cancer in my 10th house. So now I'm like, Jupiter, you got one more chance. One more chance before I write you off. But then it's going to go into my 12th house in Virgo. my 12th house of Virgo in its detriment. So this is like this year, like Jupiter immediately goes into Leo and conjuncts my midheaven. Okay, maybe now more of you guys will see me. The 11th house is where Jupiter finds its joy. So Libra risings, if you're a Libra rising, this video is pretty much on point for you. I don't have any planets in Leo. My sun is in Taurus, so it will square towards the end of the cycle because my sun is a 20 degree 8th house sun. But let's see how this goes. Let's see if I have a greater reach by the end of the year. The 11th house is a lot about your social groups, social media, your hopes and dreams. And keep in mind, I'm also waiting for these nodes to switch into my 4th and 10th house. Maybe this is now when Jupiter expands those that see me. The midheaven is the highest point in the chart. Maybe Jupiter expands my ability to understand social media apps. I've been saying for years, I need to learn to make better videos. But I am a Taurus. I don't like learning new things. That's a lie. My 9th house is all about learning new things. But I do struggle with learning technology, if we're being perfectly honest. Maybe I make some good friends that help me learn these things. Maybe I get a lot of people wanting readings from me. Maybe this is a year where a lot of my hopes and dreams are realized. And in Leo, I get to enjoy it. I get to have fun with it. Maybe there's some inner child dream that I've long since forgotten that Jupiter's going to expand on. So I'm trying to stay optimistic here because I know Jupiter's so benefic and awesome and amazing. But Jupiter's got his work cut out for me before I start trusting that guy again. Because the last 2 years, not so great. So let's see what you got, Jupiter and Leo.